Love is in the air, and divorces and breakups too. Stay tuned, it's the All Rise After Show.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz.
Hello, everyone! Guys, welcome to the All Rise After Show. Tonight, we're getting into Season 1, Episode 5, Devotees in the Courthouse of Love. Tonight, we have new marriages, divorces, a breakup, and a special guest. We have Miss Nadia Gray.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, yes, and of course, we're also going to get into some predictions, and we'll have a full interview with Nadia later on in the show. But I cannot miss introducing my co-hosts. To my left, I have Miss Zuri.
Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Great girl.
Yes.
Cold but good.
It's so cold. And of course, Nadia's here, cold with the rest of us.
Yes. yes.
And we have Shawntierra.
Hey, y'all.
And I'm your moderator, Princess Carroll. Guys, what are some of your overall thoughts? What did you think of tonight's episode?
I liked this episode. It was light, but it was different. I feel like it wasn't hard after the last episode. It was a little heavy, so
Yes.
I'm glad we lightened it up.
I agree. It was fun.
It was fun, right?
Yeah, I feel like anytime you talk about relationships, it should be fun.
Right.
So we had some rough moments, and we'll get into those.
Uh-oh.
But Shawntierra, what did you think?
I like this episode. I agree with Zuri that last week was very heavy, so this week was a little bit more light. And I think it was my prediction. We lost the case.
Oh.
Well,
Wait, where was the case lost?
Oh, with Mark.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
yes.
So I'm like,
Mark lost the
okay,
case.
right.
It needed to happen.
Yeah, I'm like,
Right?
Yes.
Yeah,
The
it's
winning
time.
streak is over. So it was a great episode. I feel like that just like every episode, I always learned something new. And I learned about court fees. So
I know.
Yeah.
That's really expensive.
really.
That's crazy. They
Yeah.
didn't tell you about that. So, well, let's go ahead and get into Miss Lola, our favorite judge on the show. So that was her opening case. She had a man who could not afford to pay his fees, so she was determined to find a way that actually worked for him. What did you guys think? We all said we didn't know that was an issue before. So do you feel enlightened? Just let me know your thoughts.
I feel like it's really relevant now that weed is legal, and a lot of people who got tried for that like back in the day, now that it's legal, are having that issue. So I feel like once again we get a current case that could possibly happen. But I hope a lot of judges out there took notes that this is people's real reality, and we can kind of not bend the rules, but make a way to make it fair.
Fair enough. Yeah. What do you guys think?
For me, I already knew that he was probably going to come back up just from the way it ended, because you can tell that she started to feel for him. And, of course, we all know Lola. She has this soft spot for people, which is what I love most about her character. But, I definitely learned something new. The way she was just like, oh, if you plead... I can't remember specifically, but I believe if he pleads guilty, he would not necessarily go to jail, but he would pretty much get arrested, and then going through that process, they would say that they're at capacity. I think going through that whole process, I didn't even know it worked that way. And so for me, I'm just like, okay, again, learning something new, but it makes me wonder too, like, what are people like taking notes? But also, you're literally getting a lot of secrets from this show, which,
It is informational.
It is. It's very informational.
It is. It's interesting to see Judge Lola not try to cheat the system, but like maneuver her way around it in a more compassionate way, which I just love. I just love her. She's so gorgeous.
That's such a good point, that she never breaks the law or even bends it. She finds a way to, within the scope of being a judge and within the law, find a way to be compassionate to people. And it just makes you wonder if people if they prioritize being compassionate, if they took the time, how many outcomes would be different in real life? Because what she's doing isn't... Nothing that she's found so far has been extraordinary. It just took a little extra time and a little extra care. So that's what I love about her, too.
Yeah. Even she said that at the end. She said people shouldn't be funding the justice system.
Oh, I wrote that down. She said justice system needs to stop defending themselves on the backs of defendants. I was like,
wow.
I felt that. However, I had to write it down.
Yeah, no, that needs to be posted in a lot of places because that's what's happening.
Another Lola quote. Well, let's go ahead and get into Lola's other case. This one she actually worked with Emily on. So we had Sister Phoebe versus Father Vincent. What did you guys think of this case? It was very complex, and I wasn't sure what direction it was going in at first, but I actually thought it was interesting.
Go ahead.
I'm like, yeah, I mean, I was just so confused because I was just like, okay, did she do it? Did she not do it? But I don't know. Sister Miranda was just being a little weird, but then Father Vincent was being weird. So I wasn't really
being sketchy.
Yeah. They were. I feel like they were all kind of plotting. I mean, the outcome with Sister Miranda actually taking the money, for me, I was just like, okay, so you did all that, and again, like kind of like what Emily was saying, you were gonna have her take the fall, and she was really gonna do it. And I totally get it. I respect her loyalty. Whew, girl, you was loyal, more loyal than I would ever be. But to get back to the point, for me, I felt like, I mean, these are obviously like real cases, but these are real cases. But for me, I just felt like, I don't know. I just thought that it was just a little extreme for me. How she was literally willing to take the risk for her.
Interesting.
And go to jail. Like, I'm like, wait, what? This is my life.
I want to hear Nadia's thoughts. She's itching to get in there.
I'm questioning myself because I don't know how much. I guess I wasn't paying enough attention. I did get a little bit confused, but what I gleaned was that this woman essentially saved her life. Like, she was living off of the streets, and she feels like she owes her. But yeah, she's a young woman who has her whole life in front of her, and this is a much older person. And yeah, that was extreme, I thought, but like amazing. Like, this is obviously family to her, right?
Yeah. When you said something about, oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, please interrupt.
No, it just, I had a thought bubble. I wish I had like a light here. When you said off the street, it just made me think of people that are involved in gangs and different activities, and they're just devoted, willing to give their lives to organizations, to people they feel like have helped them, delivered them, saved them, whatever. And it just made me think of that. Like, she had that level
loyalty,
of devotion, that loyalty. So I didn't even think about it from that perspective. Like, oh wow, she's coming from this background. She's seen that type of loyalty before. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to think, especially when she was whispering in the back to Father Vincent. And I was like, are they conspiring together to like make her take the fall, and they're gonna go to Vegas with the money? I'm like, what's happening here? So that threw me off a lot. And then when he acted shocked, I'm like, wait, now I really don't get it. So that was a little bit confusing for me. But as far as her taking the fall for her stealing the money, I kind of, not that I agreed, but I felt like it was easy to understand. A young person who's never been shown love felt that need to be loyal to the first person to really show they love them. It was kind of like a cliche storyline, but it was kind of like, I get it, but I don't agree.
I was worried because she had priors, so that's what I was thinking about. She had been in trouble with
she?
She was she had been in trouble with the law before from stealing checks, credit cards, all that. So I'm just like, okay, you know, you may end up getting life with your background, girl. So, but I mean, I'm not sure if any of you guys caught this, but with Father Vincent, so is he the one that was pressing charges?
I don't know what his role was.
That was unclear.
You said it. I was like, that was weird when they were. I was like, oh, some weird's going on. They're having an affair.
I thought that they were conspiring for her, as in Sister Miranda, to tell the truth. That's what I thought they were conspiring for her to go ahead and admit it. That was my perspective, but it was really weird though. Like, his face, you couldn't tell with his face.
Who was convicting her?
Like,
to
who brought
pressing charges?
Right. That's why I was a little lost.
I thought it was Father Vincent because he convinced Sister Miranda to testify and to join him in this. So I thought that he was the one leading the charge.
I thought
that makes sense.
I thought that too, and I don't know what they were whispering about in the back then. If she stole the money, I don't know what she was whispering.
I don't know, but in the end, we saw that she finally, at the end of it, Phoebe ended up just getting community service.
A misdemeanor.
Right. Yeah, which in a way she was going to serve. So I guess that was Lola's point is, you're going to do this 100 hours of community service with Father Vincent anyway. Yeah. So did you guys think that that was fair? Do you think they should have continued to press? Do you think that she would have allowed it? What did you guys think of that?
I think the money was returned. and whoever wanted to initially press charges decided they wanted to drop them or acquiesce, right? So, like, great. Yeah. Community service. I think that's reasonable. Why should the court pursue her further than whoever the crime was against, right?
Did they drop the charges? I may have missed that.
Damn. Did I make that up?
Well, I mean, essentially, like, do they kind of drop the charge? I mean, they gave her it was a misdemeanor.
So she still got charged with something then, right?
But it's just, okay.
Maybe they lessened the charge.
I think I made that up, you guys. Oh, God.
It's okay. It's okay. It was kind of confusing, though.
It was.
Okay.
I feel like in the grand scheme of things, I feel like this was like another moment that we've talked about on the show, and like Lola extends the olive branch, and we just hope that it works in her favor. Because I kind of feel like, not to play devil's advocate, but if someone does something one time, like who's to say they won't do it again?
Yeah.
And like that's the only part that makes me, not that I'm expecting the nun to steal the money again, but if this were a case of like a kid in a candy bar with a candy bar, or just something smaller, I wonder like, would this person do it again?
Yeah, I'm kind of waiting for that too.
Yeah.
For something to bite her in the butt.
Compassion to the wrong person, like she gets swindled a little bit. I'm waiting. Yeah.
I have a question. Well, the lady that kind of came at her, I'm like, where was that case? Because we didn't see that.
Right. I was like, I missed that one.
Yeah, she was mad. So
And tall and mad.
Yeah. And ready.
Yes.
Maybe that's the case that bit her in the butt, and they didn't show us that one.
Yeah.
They want to show us the good ones.
The muffin is not worth it, girl.
Right.
No. Go back to your chambers.
right.
Oh,
Seriously.
man.
But that's another thing. I mean, I guess I would assume that judges shouldn't be walking around, but it's not something I would think about because I'm obviously not a judge, but I mean, yeah, it's like stay far away. I mean, they probably have bodyguards.
Yeah, I
Or
didn't.
security, I guess.
I didn't get the rule either. I thought it was just some sort of elitist thing. But when that happened, I was like, "Oh my gosh, that makes perfect sense. Now I get it. Yeah, I'm on the JA side."
But I would think it would be more unsafe outside of the courtroom. Like I would think that they would need like not a protective servants, but someone with them out, like at the grocery store. Then they would need help at work.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's fair. Fair assessment.
Dang.
Well, on to another interesting case. We have Mark's case with the bad dater. What did you guys... Let's talk about the case, and then I want to get into Mark and Amy, because I think that deserves its own time. What did you guys think of this situation? Do you think that it should have been dismissed?
I feel like if any cases were going to be dismissed, this would be the one for me. Because at the end of the day, it's like, okay, yeah, it was dismissed, but like Mark said, she's pretty much banned from every like luxury restaurant in LA, I guess. So she kind of got what was coming to her. So I feel like that was her punishment.
Interesting.
So,
Yeah, I thought it was fair as well.
Yeah.
Have her banned and drop the case.
Yeah. Because it's messed up, but it's like, what can you really do?
Right, like it's just
It's
like super
LA.
messy,
Right.
But that happens all the time.
Right, I was about to say that. It happens a lot.
Yeah.
Not for me, though. But it happens.
No one at this
Set
table.
the record straight.
I kind of would have liked to see an example made out of her.
Ooh.
Just because, like we said, that happens so often.
Yeah.
And I would hate to see the roles reversed or anyone. Like, we don't know these men's situation. And I think it's the intent behind it that I think was so bad. Like, fine, if you're going out on dates, you really like these people or you're actually appreciating their time and they paid for it, fine. But to do it with malicious intent,
That's
I feel
wrong.
like there was like the part that was bad. But
Yeah.
if you want to get some meals, get some meals. But at least like the person or enjoy their company.
But you heard the bill, right? $918. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, she's a lady swindler. She's a swindler of them all. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I actually agree with you, Zuri.
Thank you.
I felt like it was just so. I don't think Amy did a good enough job proving, oh, this is just some conspiracy. Like, they're just trying to get her because she's a woman. I don't think that she proved that at all.
No, she didn't.
With how she questioned the police officer. So I think on that, I think that they should have gone to trial.
I also think this is the same judge that was mad about the hockey incident.
Yeah.
So then like, when I
funny.
like recognized him, and I feel like Margot was giving him eyes. No? I feel like in the beginning...
the judge?
Yeah, like in the beginning scenes, like in the first court scene, and like Mark was kind of like looking back and forth. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's giving the judge eyes.
Really?
I felt like she was giving him eyes.
Oh, I missed that.
I missed that too. I didn't catch that. But I want to say that you're right about it's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to your point, we're really good people.
Right. Disclaimer.
We would never do this.
Right.
No, but I think you proved a good point. The case, I don't think was strong enough, which is how I felt. Like, it's really hard to prove that she had malicious intent for all of these dates. Right?
Yeah. She was wrong. Yeah.
Well, now she can't go to any fancy restaurants. I guess she might be swindling people at Applebee's. So we'll see.
Chili's.
She's got to downgrade a little bit.
Right.
Sizzler, all the not Mastro's restaurants out there.
Right.
But the other part of this case that I thought was really scandalous, and I definitely want to get your thoughts on it, Nadia, is Mark and Amy. What do we think about their exchanges, not just here, but just throughout? What do we foresee? Let me know your thoughts.
Go on, please.
So please start us off.
I mean, there's some juice going on. And I don't know. I feel like the dialogue, even like, did she pay for the first date? I will. I don't know what I think about that.
I know what I think. Ew.
Now, did she give you homewrecker vibes?
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, she's going for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she knows he's with someone. I don't play like that. So it's like, it's a little icky, but also I think they're super familiar with each other. I think they've been like friendly enemies for a while. I don't know. There's like random heat from them right now. I feel it. I see it.
Do you think that she is like a little bit more attracted to him now and kind of gonna be coming after him because
he's with someone?
Yeah.
Totally. Isn't that how a lot of people work? Right? They want what they can't have.
Yeah.
Especially the ones out there stealing other people's men.
Yeah, that's not okay.
But do you think that Mark is going to be faithful, or do you think he might, stray a little bit?
I think how I felt. It felt a little open-ended. Like, is there room in his mind for this to happen? I don't know. He didn't really fully convince me otherwise.
Interesting.
I feel like a lot of this is one-sided. Like, he, slammed her lunch in the trash. I feel like if it was someone I had a little bit of feelings for, I might have just left it. Or, I don't know. I feel like she's just really attacking. He's kind of like, oh, girl.
But that's indifference, right?
Yeah.
He, threw it. He was mad that she didn't come back to, his office. Like, that's some
point.
sort of passion, right?
Yeah.
If you're angry, there's, you care if you're angry, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
I even saw her scoff at the phone when the phone rang.
Yeah.
And she scoffed. I'm like, oh my gosh, this girl's serious.
Right. And then her little comment, she's pretty.
Shawntierra, please go into that more. I want to hear your thoughts.
Oh, wait, with Amy?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Look,
There was so much in the
lay
face.
it down. Lay it down.
Amy remind me of some girls. No, I'm just kidding. No, but no, she just gave me kind of like homewrecker vibes. She just seemed like she's just playing this game. I think that she's gonna be just kind of digging her claws into him, and even at the end when she was just like kind of flirting with him. And for me, I just feel like obviously we don't know what's gonna happen, but it was kind of like a more prediction. I was thinking maybe she may try to kind of push herself on it. I'm wondering if something may happen between the two of them, because I got that vibe based off of how she's acting, that she's gonna be trying to come on to him. But she just, I don't know, she just looks sketch. She does.
Yeah, anyone who's vocal about playing second, I feel like it's a little sketchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You would hope that Mark would have stuck up for his girl a little bit.
Or himself. He shouldn't want to be with that.
I think he's on the fence. I really do. I think he's been on the fence about her from the get-go. I even, okay, let's go back to the beginning of the episode. I think she wanted an I love you. And I didn't write it down what he said, but he was like,
I really dig you.
Yes, I really dig you. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, reenact that for us. I was like, I don't think he's
So you're not
here.
sold that he is even happy in his relationship?
I'm not sold for him to respond with I really dig you. I would
I
expect
feel
more.
like I was kind of like stunned at that too, actually.
What do you think? Like, give us something.
I have a different perspective on that. Although now with the context of the rest of the episode, I don't know. But when I see that, when I hear that dialogue, I think like that's their shorthand. Like that's their way of like acknowledging. Because I don't know that she's laying down the L word either. You know.
She definitely wants to get married, though. She made that clear.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. I love that. And I know that you are married, so hopefully we'll get to learn a little bit more about that later on.
I know, I saw that ring.
I know, it's a beautiful ring, guys.
Thank you.
Well, speaking of beautiful relationships and beautiful people, Shawntierra, can you give us a message for our people?
For our beautiful people.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All our fans.
I just want to thank you guys for making us the ESPN of TV Talk. If you guys are on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up. If you're on iTunes, give us 5 stars. Please leave us comments in the chat. We love interacting with you guys. If you have any questions for Nadia, let me know so I can ask her. So yeah, thank you guys so much for all your support.
Yay! Thank you. All right, so the next couple topics are really brief, but we did get to see Lola officiate her first wedding and also kind of be there for the birth of their first child. And then we also got to see a little bit more of Benner's humanity. I felt like she was a robot up until now. So love is definitely the theme of tonight's episode. What did you guys think of Benner being honest and being emotional for once?
I'm into it.
I am too.
I want more. Tell me more.
Yeah.
I want to learn all the things. Yeah, I just want more from her.
I do too. Because I feel like that we don't really get. I mean, we were kind of talking about this before. I feel like that we want to see more of their personal life. That's why with with Rhea and then Lola and her husband, we wanted to see more of their personal life. So I think with Benner, it was nice seeing her open up. Now I'm just waiting for I always Sherry. I almost said Ruthie.
I call her Ruthie too. I know. Yes.
I'm like, no, I can't call her Ruthie. Sherry.
Not Ruthie.
Yeah, Sherry. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's so funny, and we don't even get to see like on set. She's so funny.
Really?
Yes. We don't even get to see the extent of her hilarity, and I just want to see more of her.
Is it like dry humor?
Yes. Just like she's so quick, just hysterical.
She just
I want more
turns
of
it
her.
on.
Yeah, don't you want to like see them at home in their home lives? I want to see Lola more with her husband. Like I want to see more.
Well, we saw Mark and Rhea at home.
That's true.
Well,
I think we'll see more as the season progresses.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, eventually we need to get to know our characters that we're following.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, and speaking of that, we did get to see Emily crack a little bit when it came to her divorce from Joe. Why do you guys think she decided to just keep that ring? And were you happy when it was Luke that took it off? What were your thoughts? Zuri, I want to hear from you. That face.
I liked that it wasn't focused on like staying with someone who's obviously not the best choice for you. It was focused on like her commitment to the people that love her, her connection to a higher spirit. I think like those things kind of go talked about when like divorce is just like, oh, he cheated, I'm leaving. It's like, okay, there are other layers to that, and I feel like I like that we got to see just her, and even having to kind of like take a look in the mirror, like what do these things mean to me? What more did this commitment mean to not only to this person, but like I said, to these people and to myself. So I think that also it's like an introspective moment. Like I'm not married at all or dating anyone, but just like what are the commitments like that I break that are tied to other people? Like what does that mean? Like when I choose to like not follow through with like my goals and I have people who are invested in me, what does that mean? So I like looked at it like as a bit different, and I liked how it played out. I like that it gave it some thought, but I'm happy that they didn't make it about someone who was leaving her life and who should go.
I like that.
I like, what was the line she said? God helps those who help themselves. And she turned it back around on herself, like her promise to her, which I thought was so great because she's having to make this really tough decision, but it's like ultimately for herself, bettering her life and her situation. I think he was like abusive. We found out, right? Like what a difficult decision to leave your husband, but like that has to be for yourself. It can't be for your mother or a new man or like whatever that is. So I like how they tied that back around to her.
Seeing all the weddings in this episode, did it make you think of your own?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you think back fondly, or was it an anxious day for you?
No, it was wonderful. I actually got married in a courthouse.
Oh, wow.
Really? Yeah.
So
and
it's
it was,
literally reflecting your experience.
Yeah. We did it just the two of us. Our photographer was our witness, and then we had a separate party with friends and family at a later date, but it was just for us, and it was amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a really good day. It's the best day.
How long has it been married?
A little over 2 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, let's go.
Love is in the air.
Love is in the air. Unless you are bitter, and hopefully she finds someone else. Hopefully this is just the beginning of us seeing that personal side of hers. So
Yeah. I do want to bring up something really quick, though, with Emily, with the ring. Because I was under the impression that she just... Well, I guess at the end, I realized that she couldn't get it off. But then in the beginning, she did say that she wasn't going to give it back. And I'm glad that at the end she's like, well, I'm going to give it back to his mother. But what do you guys think about if you were engaged and it didn't work out, or you got married and it didn't work out? Would you guys give back the ring? Because I feel like I would. I wouldn't want to keep it.
Ooh.
I would, because what else am I going to do with it?
You take it to the jewelry store and you buy a Chanel bag.
It wasn't a gift. I don't know.
It's yours. It belongs to you.
I guess I see it as a symbol of a contract, and if you don't fulfill on either side the contract, then I think, okay, well, this symbol should be, null and void and go back to the person as I take off my fake ring. But that's my thoughts. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts.
Null and void at the bank.
Oh my gosh. Savage.
Moving on.
It's a gift. I get what you're saying. It is a gift. That's how it's presented. But it's also like, you don't want to keep that ring if something goes awry. It's bad juju. You know?
Bad luck.
Yeah.
Like it's bad luck to try on somebody else's ring.
I think so. It's just like, it's like sad. I wouldn't want it. Take it back.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It was, I want to say, don't quote me, but I want to say it's New York. One of the rings is actually like it belongs to the person who gave it, and the other one you can keep is legally yours. I'm gonna look it up and sidebar with you guys later, but it's interesting. I learned about that in college randomly in a random class.
Like a 101 shoot.
I don't remember what class it was, but I learned about which one do you want to be the bigger ring. Choose wisely. So.
Oh my God.
All right, well, we already started talking about your personal life, so let's go ahead and get into our interview. That's our special segment for tonight. We're going to interview Miss Nadia Gray, get to know her a little better. So for those of us who are new to the scene and just want to get to know you, can you tell us a little bit more about your backstory and how you got into acting?
Sure. I'm from Florida originally, Clearwater Beach. It's near Tampa. I've just always been obsessed with film and TV since I can remember. And I always wanted to be a part of the world on any level, but it felt super unattainable living so far away. I started modeling and used that to kind of get my foot in the door. And I moved to LA, and because this is the Mecca, this is where all things happen. It's been a slow grind over the last 10 years, and I love it. I love it so much. And I love LA. We were chatting earlier. LA is just the best, and I feel like it's a lot of town full of transplants. It's everyone chasing their dreams here, and it's a great place. Yeah.
And the weather's nice.
And the weather. There's no humidity. There's no bugs.
No hurricanes.
Oh my God.
Hurricanes in Florida, y'all.
How were you your first earthquake?
Thanks for asking. Nobody ever asked that. I love you for asking me. This is so dumb. It was in the middle of the night, and it woke me up, obviously. And I thought, my first dumb thought was like, oh my God, my house is haunted and now I have to move. That was my first thought. And I texted my friend on the East Coast, and she's like, hold on. This was like a 4.6, relax. Yeah. I'm calling The Exorcist. They're kind of fun. I mean, when they're not scary. Yeah. They're a little bit fun.
Same,
yeah, hurricanes are not fun. For a long time, there's cleanup, there's prep, and you never know really where it's gonna end up. But earthquakes, yeah.
That's a couple of seconds.
It's a little like, especially if you're just sitting down, you're like,
you just start to sway.
Yeah, it's like a little ride for a minute. I don't know.
It's also like when you're like doing something, you're like, I think I'm moving, but I'm not sure if I'm moving.
Or my blood sugar is low.
Yeah, and then like you look at your water and you're like, okay, I'm not crazy.
Yes, that string of the ones that we had recently, I wasn't sure if I had vertigo, and then I saw my lamp swing, and I was like, all right, I'm fine. I ate enough today.
I thought I was like sleep during it. Like I was sleeping, but at the same time I was like, I must still be tired because everything is moving and it's definitely not a earthquake.
Right. My roommate's from the East Coast, so she was freaking out. I was literally cooking, and I just kept going because I'm from California, so I'm used to earthquakes. She's like, oh my God, we gotta run. I'm like, she's running outside. I'm just looking at her like, girl, bye.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
That was me. I'm like panicking. I'm not running outside, but I'm like asking my husband who's from LA. I'm like, do we duck in a doorway? He's like, relax. We'll be okay. It's okay. I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad out here.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So for you, so far in your career, what has been the most challenging role that you've experienced?
I think the most challenging for me, I did a film for Netflix called Bright. Yes. It was challenging because for a while, half of the time that I was even on set, I was completely immobile. I was in a rig, like with my arms behind my back, in a wall, which was just so restricting and odd, and I wasn't sure how to like navigate that in a way that felt like I was doing something, you know. And then I got to do stunts, so that was physically challenging, and it was just awesome.
Stunts are always fun.
Oh my God, so fun, but challenging. Yeah.
What was your favorite stunt?
Ooh, I didn't even make the movie, you guys. My heart breaks. It's gonna sound crazy. So I'm like a murderer in Bright. I'm a murderous elf. I don't know if you're familiar. Otherwise, that sounds crazy. There was a scene where I do like a flip, like a somersault over this kitchen counter in what's like a drug den of a house. And I land and I jump down and I kill a guy and then I like back kick with like a scissor kick. These are all the wrong terms. Please, nobody like don't quote me. Yeah, it was rad. It was so cool. And then there's like a somersault and then I like kill another guy and it's a wand, by the way, to make it even more wild. Yeah, it was.
Do you feel like
wild.
you had to go? It's like on a test, you take a test and you're like, shoot, I didn't know any of the exponents. I need to go study. So do you feel like now that you're so young in your career, do you feel like you want to go back and like take a stunts class? Like, could this come back again, or are you like, I'm done with stunts?
Oh no, I'm like, give me more
stunts.
Hire me. I'm like ready to just mess my whole body up. I did. They had me training in American Kempo karate leading up to the stunts, and after the film wrapped, I kept going with the karate because I loved it so much, and I wanted to have it cemented in my brain enough that if I ever was lucky enough to get hired to do something like that again, I could pick it up much faster. The second time, yeah.
I like that. Is that your new workout regimen?
Oh God, it's not. It's not.
Okay.
It's so not.
I'm always looking for ways to avoid the gym, but still do something that's exercise.
Right? It's hardcore.
Really?
Yeah.
You feel it in your bones
everywhere. I had bruises all over my body. Yeah, it's hardcore, but super fun.
I'll take your word for it.
I'd be scared.
Of karate?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I get that.
it's appropriate.
You sweet babe.
Episode. I love it.
I am.
Oh man, I'm just like, I love to meet people who are in the acting realm and they've been out here, they've been hustling and grinding, and they finally get to see the fruit of that. So how does it feel to be on a show like All Rise, which is really good, getting good ratings? You were in Bright. How does it feel to really start to see like, man, this is happening for me?
Oh, it feels so good. That was sweet of you to say and ask. It really does. I am the kind of person, like, every phone call I get from my team about anything, whether it's like a callback or a booking, I'm like, yeah! Like, I'm like freaking out. I lose my mind every time. I just feel so lucky. So any little thing that happens, it just feels great. And I want more, you know. I just, like, nothing is enough. I want to be just busy every day. Because this is such a different part of my job, right? Like, this is such a different, I guess, set of skills. Doing, like, an interview and speaking on my own behalf. Like, the goal is just to be filming every day. I want to be on set.
Speaking of congratulatory celebrations, I have a secret. Well, that's not a secret, but whenever something great happens, I go to Sprinkles in Beverly Hills and I get, like, the sundae with the red velvet and the vanilla bean. How do you celebrate your wins?
Oh my God, that's amazing. Didn't they put one in the Grove?
I don't know. It has ice cream and...
Oh my
Yeah, that's how you have to go.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you have
One
to
in
go to the
Beverly Hills
Beverly
is
Hills
bigger.
location. Yes, it has ice cream and the cupcakes, and you can do a sundae, and the cupcake doesn't even get soggy. You just walk down Rodeo Drive with your ice cream, and it's just a...
Okay, I need to start doing that. I've been doing this
right there
the whole time.
Yes.
It was a Sprinkles, what do you call it? Like, dispenser at the Grove that they did.
Yes.
I digress so hard because I, like, need to circle back on the cupcake. I celebrate by just, like, mass calling. I call my best friend and my husband. Those are my first calls. And I don't know, what did we do when I booked All Rise? We went out to dinner. Aww. I got a giant ass pizza, and that was for me.
Yes.
Love it. I feel like the cast seem like they're just so fun. They're so chill. They have such good energy just from stalking on Instagram. So good at that.
She is.
I do. How is it working with the cast?
Amazing. They really are as nice as they seem.
Really?
Yeah, and the crew and the directors and the writers, like, everyone is amazing. That's why it feels like a dream show. It films in LA, and everyone is so genuinely nice. It can be scary when I'm not a lead. I wasn't booked since the pilot, you know. I came on when they were filling out more of the cast and characters. So it doesn't always feel so warm and fuzzy being, like, the new kid showing up to school, you know.
Yeah.
It's like someone else's set and it's like their show, and they just were so sweet and warm and welcoming, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was saying earlier that the show gives me such girl power. So are like the writers, are they all women?
Not all of them, but the majority, I believe. Yeah, super diverse.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I agree. I love all the female-led cast. It's amazing.
Yeah.
What is it like working with Mark's actual actor? I can't remember his name right now.
Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Wilson. I knew it was a W. What is it like working with Wilson and having these steamy scenes with him?
Girl,
you know,
Give us the
oh God, he's great. He's so nice, and he's such a professional, and that really helps the dynamic of those scenes. He's just a total pro, and that's nice. I've had a job 100 years ago where it was like his first gig, and it was like a quick smooch, and he was like trying to chat afterward. Like, he just, like, didn't know how it worked. And it's just gonna be more different. And, you know, it's so technical. It's such a weird thing doing on-camera kissing scenes. Yeah. You're blocking the scene, so you have to hit your mark. Then you gotta turn your head this way so you're not blocking, and the light over here, and there's, like, 100 different crew members and cameras. Like, it's not sexy, you guys. Really? It is not. I know. I'm sorry to be a buzzkill.
What did you just get to do it a couple times? I'm so sorry.
I'm like, oh, whoops. I messed up my line after we kissed. We just gotta
redo it.
I'm just curious.
Oh, God.
No disrespect to your husband, because you are a married woman.
Yes, she's a good lady.
Right.
You guys are so funny.
Oh, dude. So, ma'am, do you have any projects coming up?
dude, bro.
I always say dude, and it's not necessarily gender neutral, but in my mind, it's gender neutral.
Me too. I do the
Everyone's
same
dude.
thing. I do the same thing.
Well, dude.
Yes, bro.
Can you tell us about some projects you got coming up and just what's going on in your future?
Oh, it's all about All Rise right now.
Love it.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Yeah.
Especially with Amy in the picture, that homewrecker.
We're mad about it.
Right, we are.
I'm
here for it.
a little mad or whatever.
We're Team Maria.
Right.
Yeah, team anti-home wreckage.
Yeah. I like that.
Make that
Can we hashtag
Yes.
anti-home wreckage? Can we make that a thing?
We can.
We made a hashtag last week. What was our hashtag last week?
Oh,
I forget.
usually I write down
Whatever it is,
everything.
this is better.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
a new hashtag
I love it.
every week.
Do we need to
guys.
give them a team?
A ship.
Maria.
Team Maria?
Mark?
Mia.
Oh,
Yeah.
the combination thing. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
we'll work
Maria.
on that.
Maria. Team
Maria. Oh, that's
Ooh,
easy.
yeah. Yes.
Maria.
All right. Well, you'll find the final.
sick of this.
You'll find the final hashtag in the notes below. Guys, we've got to get going. Unfortunately,
Oh.
I know, but we're gonna shout our social handles. So, Shawntierra, can you tell us where we can find you on social media?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Shawntierra.
And where can you find you?
I am on Instagram and Twitter at It's Nadia Gray.
And you can find me at Zuri Chellece.
You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at PrincessCTV. We'll see you guys next week. Alexis will be back. Bye, guys.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.